What's shaking, everybody? In today's news, I'll give you an update on my big Quest 3 giveaway, tell you about another defective head strap problem with Meta, give you info on some upcoming game releases, tell you about a badass headset that just launched, and introduce you to my favorite VR podcast. Let's do it. Starting off, I am just 750 subscribers away, you can see right there, from giving away a Quest 3. You can make that happen faster by inviting your VR gaming friends to subscribe to Assassin32 VR on YouTube. Because the faster we get to 1500, the faster you can win a Quest 3. So subscribe, smash the subscribe button, boop the subscribe button, whatever it takes, just hit subscribe. In the news, Meta has temporarily stopped selling their Elite Strap with battery due to a charging problem. In theory, Meta's $130 Elite Strap with battery is supposed to double the amount of playing time you can get with the Quest 3. In all actuality, many users are getting no additional battery life at all. That's right, its charging strap doesn't charge. Apparently, the battery head strap needs a firmware update, but it has to be done at the factory. The current units that are being produced have the correct firmware and apparently work just fine, but the Meta branded Elite straps that have already shipped might just never work. This isn't the first time Meta has had quality problems with their official accessories. If you remember, the Quest 2 had a facial interface problem that caused rashes, which shut down sales of the Quest 2 for a period of time. They eventually produced some silicone covers and sent them out for free as a solution. Also, the Quest 2 official Elite Strap had an extensive problem with plastic becoming brittle and suddenly breaking. Here's my advice. If you've experienced any charging problems with Meta's Elite Strap with battery, send it back ASAP for a replacement. For everyone still looking for a good battery strap for Quest 3, I'll leave links in the pinned comment and description to some of my favorite Quest 3 head straps. Also, look out for a review of my current favorite hot swappable battery head strap for Quest 3 coming really soon, like probably tomorrow. There's a hint right there. If you're like me and you're patiently waiting for U-Boat the Silent Wolf to finally launch, I have absolutely no idea when that's going to happen. But in the meantime, there's a new mixed reality game that turns your home into a 100-year-old submarine. Prepare to Dive is a mixed reality submarine game that allows you to place the steering wheel, porthole, map, and airlock on your own walls, then run around your own room using those items to play the game. The developer Beagle plans to add more quests, treasures, and an in-game store to future updates. Prepare to Dive is available for just $4 on the App Lab, but you can get free access as a beta tester if you hurry. Both the link to buy the game for $4 and the link to become a beta tester will be exactly where you expect them to be. Varjo is known for making some stunning, super high-end mixed reality headsets, and they've done it again. The Vario XR4 series just launched and it looks seriously impressive. Here's the stats. It comes with dual 4K displays, a massive 160-degree field of view, dual 20 megapixel cameras for real-time photorealistic pass-through, 8 times the LiDAR resolution of the Vario X3 for perfect depth sensing, and it uses inside-out tracking so it doesn't require base stations at all. Now, I don't often talk about these kinds of headsets because they're just out of reach for most of us. And that is definitely true for the Vario XR4 at prices of $4,000. It's not cheap. I pay attention to these headsets though because the technology behind them almost always works its way to standard hardware that we all use. Give it a few years and this kind of performance will be smaller, lighter, more comfortable, and more affordable. In the meantime, Varjo, I'd be more than happy to do a review on the channel, and my email is in the description. Hit me up. If you're excited about Stranger Things coming to VR tomorrow, you're gonna need to just calm the f down. Stranger Things has been delayed by studio Tenderclaws indefinitely. There's been no mention of a new release date for Stranger Things in VR, but Tenderclaws, the developer, says they will give us an update in the very near future. You all know my feelings on game delays. They really suck. But game delays are much better than bad games, so thank the developer for doing the right thing and delaying Stranger Things. JBrat and Natbrat have a really great VR podcast that is taped and uploaded to YouTube. You can also hear the Full Dive Gaming podcast on Apple Music and Spotify, honestly, wherever you can listen to a podcast. The Full Dive Gaming podcast was really what got me hooked on VR. I went back to the very beginning and listened to every single episode and learned so much. Earlier this year, they had me on an episode and I had the time of my life. It's still a big thrill when I think about being a little piece, just a tiny one, of the history of the Full Dive Gaming podcast. And now I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Lately, Nat has been sneaking a little plug for my channel in by putting my Assassin 32 VR sticker on her water bottle and leaving it in the bottom corner of her screen. How freaking cool is that? Anywho, check the comments of this video for a link to the Full Dive Gaming podcast on YouTube. Cheers to you, Jay and Nat. You're the bestest. Oh, and that's what's happening.